I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. I know that people go through things in life and you don't know why. I had a friend who suddenly became paralyzed and she was told she wouldn't be able to walk again. And if she did, it would take 3 to 5 years of intense therapy. Let me tell you, she was determined to walk that year and she did. So if she can do it, you can do it. Transverse myelitis. Transverse myelitis is a neurological disorder that stops the messages from traveling from the brain to the rest of the body, which causes paralysis. Now, I witnessed a miracle. A miracle. Let me tell you, I came to California and I didn't blend in right. I didn't transition into having a lot of friends. So it was kind of tough. That was until I met her. I went to this club and everybody was having fun and dancing. There's pool tables. I had a soda, and then I saw a spitting image of me in the corner of the club. Same hair, same clothing, same jewelry. The only difference was twin me was a female. And we had a lot in common. We both wanted to be part of the entertainment business. We went to networking events and parties and clubs, and we lit up every single time we met a producer or a director or a famous writer who wrote a script or a book that we enjoyed. I mean, it was crazy. It was fun. Now, Felicia loved my book. I don't know why, but she loved it to the point where she thought I should write more. So she convinced me to turn into a script, and I convinced her to be my co director and producer on this film. It was called Son of a Hustler. And she was great. She was a muse. I mean, she knew just what to say to inspire people to give the best performance. It's great times. She started a monthly show in one of the bars in Pasadena where she hosted singers and dancers and contortionists and poets and it was a crazy show. And she convinced me to film about 4 or 5 of them, and I threw them up on my YouTube channel. But it was crazy. She even had a martial artist dancing with fire. A martial artist dancing with fire. It was crazy. I met her grandmom, and her grandmom was her inspiration, her idol. I mean, I saw where she got all her talent and her personality from, and her old types of clothing. She wore velvets and corduroy, red and purple. It was crazy. But things got tough for my best friend. Her idol, her grandmother, died. 2 years later, her mom passed away. 1 year later, her sister had open heart surgery. And soon after that, I found out that her brother was mentally and physically abusing her. Let's put it like this. I had a talk with him. I told him to stay away. I convinced my friend she needed a break. She needed to go on a vacation. So she did. She went to New York. And it was there in Manhattan where she went to go see the ball drop. But there, the transverse myelitis kicked in and she collapsed in the middle of Times Square.
Alright.
Where it says read and ambient light.
Which one?
I went to the hospital and they had just removed a catheter because she couldn't eat or use the bathroom. I was so confused because this ball of energy, this muse, she danced every weekend at the clubs. She had great legs, strong. She was a strong girl. But there in the hospital, her calf muscles were like liquid.
Actually, I'm gonna get back in the chair. Cut.
I was blown away.
So how long does it take the average person to recover from a situation like this?
Well, it's different for each person, but they was projecting, because I'm young and healthy. They were saying, oh, well, you gotta at least plan out 6 months to a year.
6 months to a year.
Yeah, they already, person, they was like, did you apply for short-term disability? I didn't like any of those words.
The doctors explained to me that the compounded stress from all the stuff that was going on in her life had triggered the transverse myelitis.
I was like, what? Disability? First of all, I don't talk in that kind of language. I'm only talking affirmative. So, when I first woke up in the hospital, I woke up on the 12th with no mobility in any of my legs. I went in, left leg went out on the 10th. And then when I woke up on the 12th, my right leg had went out too. What they don't tell you about is how important lotion is in the hospital. You get so dry. I'm a 35-year-old woman, and I have to definitely monitor my skin here.
They told her she needed to put together a team of 20 people to do her rotations of at-home care. And this amazing girl, who was like a local celebrity in Pasadena and LA, she couldn't do that. She had 20 people, and then it narrowed to 10, and then it narrowed down to 5, and then it was just me. I was the only one that was taking care of her. I was washing her and cooking for her and cleaning and doing her dishes and taking her on errands. And I was wondering, where is her family? I mean, why was nobody flying into California to help her?
You don't have to be on camera to say anything, just document it. Yeah. See, it's similar to my bathroom at home, and they're bringing me to a room so that I can get acclimated. So I have to practice taking a shower here. And so when I'm home, I will not be using the wheelchair. So I have to learn to use the walker over here.
Okay.
It just happened with that. I woke up and that's how it happened. This is why I'm here. This is what paralyzed me. Infection in my spine. Inflammation in my spine. Until I have to take medicine, I'm constantly in pain. It is definitely has to do, it's hereditary. It's an autoimmune. And autoimmune antibodies were attacking my body because I was depressed and sad. I have a dormant gene. Same thing that happened to my mother. My mother passed away. And because of what was happening in my body, and I didn't know I was getting weaker and weaker, I'll talk more about my condition later on. It's something that people need to know. It's educational.
Good news came. She was accepted into a program where she would go through anti-gravity treadmill physical therapy. I mean, it was something like out of a sci-fi movie.
Okay.
So here's what's gonna happen. I turn the machine on.
Slowly.
It's gonna calibrate. You're gonna feel it lift you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Does it feel like you're walking on the moon?
Yes. I kind of feel like I'm walking and my legs.
It was amazing. She was walking. A paralyzed person was walking on a treadmill. It was mind-blowing. But she didn't have enough benefits or money, so she was booted out of the program. She didn't give up though, and neither did I. I kept praying for her. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna help you. I took her to the gym and we worked out. And she was amazing. I mean, she just glowed. Her aura was amazing. I mean, she was working out in the gym. She was lifting weights. She was getting stronger. And she was transitioning. She went from being in a bed to being in a wheelchair to being in a walker to crutches to a cane. In 6 months, my best friend was walking. And if Felicia can make a miracle happen, you can too. Let me tell you, no matter what you're going through, you can turn it around. Because of her miracle, I believed in myself, and I was able to buy my first home in California. I was homeless, and I wrote a book about it, Homeless to Homeowner. And then after I bought my first house, I bought my second house, a lake house. None of that would have happened if it wasn't for her. It was because of her faith, her hope, and her miracle.